went our separate ways. Like, I don't care. Like, I feel like you owe me money still, and it's the right thing to do. Like,
you know what? I'm done. Bye.
I'm pregnant.
You good? Oh, yeah, it's just wedding drama. Yeah.
What's up, party people? So this is Life After Lockup, or Love After Lockup, or whatever, season 4, episode 1. I'm getting caught up, so this video will be followed by episode 2, so we can be on time, and then we'll go live to talk about these crazy ex-felons. All right, you guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I would give this episode a 4. Honestly, that was kind of the most interesting clip I could find. But let me know your thoughts, people, and let's get into it. All right, you guys. So let's start off with this review and recap talking about Shawn and Sara. Let me get their picture up. So this is Shawn and Sara. As you know, last season, Shawn proposed to Sara before finding out she's pregnant. So we kind of start this episode with them doing wedding planning, and Sara is like kind of excited but totally stressed out because Kelly is blowing up Shawn's phone. And Shawn, I don't know. Does anybody else besides me feel like Shawn could be a little slow? I don't know. But anyway, so Shawn and Sara, they're going to the wedding planner. They're going to where they're going to have the event. And his phone is constantly blowing up. And he keeps telling her that it's Kelly. And so she goes off to tell him to get it in check. This is kind of what he's gone through before with Destiny before this. So yeah. So this is them slow dancing. Let me make this a little larger. This is them slow dancing in the venue. So basically it's your typical banquet hall. And I don't understand what is so hyped about Shawn. Like, I guess supposedly, based on that clip I just showed you guys, is the idea that both Sara and Destiny are pregnant with his baby, and he already has 6 kids, which we've never really seen. So, so that's the thing. Destiny is out of prison again and blowing up his phone. And for some reason, she keeps saying he owes her money. So I can't tell from the clips so far if he knows she's pregnant or if it's going to be a surprise. Like, I'm assuming she's going to crash the wedding. What do you guys think? So basically, that's it for them. We find out that his sister, I believe her name is Amber, is coming to town with her husband, and his oldest son comes. And he's going to, but the rest of the kids can't come unless Kelly comes. And so far in the beginning, Sara is against it, And so here is a picture of the whole family that came to visit: his son, his sister, her husband. Now, what's interesting is Shawn forgot to mention that Sara was pregnant. So the sister kind of was like, so is that why he's marrying you? And, that kind of makes Sara feel some kind of way. But, eventually they do get over it. So Sarah's hoping to make a good impression on the sister here. But, and the son actually seems pretty cool. I think they all realize how Shawn is. Shawn doesn't really talk very much. So, and he kind of lets Sara run over him the same way he lets Kelly run over him. So it's kind of, and who knows what's going to happen with Destiny. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. All right, let's move this episode along because honestly, I found it a little dry. All right, so let's talk about Kevin and Tiffany. So if those of you don't remember from Love After Lockup, Kevin started dating Tiffany. She was in prison on possession of a controlled substance. Meanwhile, while Tiffany is in prison, Kevin has like this crazy F-buddy. I'm not sure if this person was really his girlfriend or is not his girlfriend, but she's crazy. She like shows up where he is and pops up all the time, is always blowing up his phone. Tiffany was aware of it. She broke up with him. She left him, but now they're supposedly back together, and they decide that they want to look, I guess because he wants to cheat, and I guess she might be bisexual. They want to look for a third person. So they put an ad out on Tinder to kind of, get their own girl, that both of them can enjoy. Now, honestly, you guys, all I can say, what are your thoughts on this couple? She comes over. Oh, so I think they go to dinner or something. And so this is kind of when they come back for their little, hanky panky. And, this is when they set up their dating app. I think they're on Tinder, actually. But then again, when she's in bed with him, his phone is blowing up. So to me, I don't know. Like, I don't get a good vibe from this couple. The vibe I get from this couple would be right here. Fake, fake, fake. Okay? It seems totally produced. They barely like each other. I think they both know when he came to pick her up from prison, she had another guy there, but then she's suddenly so jealous of Kayla, and he said he was leaving Kayla alone, but she doesn't really believe him the whole time. So I personally feel like they're just here for the show. I'm not really a fan of this couple. They don't really seem, honestly, that interested in each other, but let me know what your thoughts are on Tiffany and Kevin. But yeah, let's move on from them because they weren't that interesting this episode. All right, so here we are with the thumbnail, Deontay and Lindsay. So Deontay is back. Hopefully his mama is back because she was the best of the best. So I guess Lindsay hit him up in his DMs and, now they're in love. And it's like, Deontay, brother, will you ever learn? But okay, he thinks she's so great because she isn't hitting him up for money. Okay, that doesn't mean she's not crazy. Did you not watch her season? I don't know. But apparently he's, Deontay, if you like it, I love it. All right, so Lindsay's getting out of prison. So she gets picked up by her friend Blaine. Okay, so Blaine seems like a cool homeboy. She claims she never slept with him. And then we learn a little bit more that she was this, I don't know if she was a big time drug dealer, but she's selling drugs. She had drug money that she actually left with Blaine. And even though she and her mother, I think they're not at odds, but her mother, I don't know, she's not staying with her mama when she gets out. She's staying with Blaine. But she's talking to Blaine about Deontay, supposedly. If you're a female drug dealer and you sleep with, like, I guess your help or whatever, then your name isn't worth anything. So she claims she's never slept with Blaine. She talks about sleeping on his couch. Blaine is like, well, I got a bed, so I'm not clear if he's going to be in that bed or not be in that bed. But, he's sober. He seems to, like, be that, as Eddie Murphy might say, that D in the bottle, like that male best friend where, like, if stuff don't work out, he would probably sleep with her. Like, he kind of gives those vibes, like, because he kind of goes along with sort of whatever she says. He encourages her to do the right thing, but she also, like she is with Deontay, is very much in control. So she calls her daughter right out of jail, which is so cute. And then she calls Deontay. Deontay is like, oh, is your mom picking you up? Let me say hi. And, she's like, no, it's my friend Blaine. She doesn't tell Deontay she's going to be staying with this guy because he gets a little in his feelings just because, this guy is picking her up, which is rightfully so. So he's in Virginia. She's in Corinth, Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi, JSU. So he says he's driving down there the next day. And so in episode 2 is basically his drive. Like, I don't know, they're getting off to a slow start this season. I ain't gonna lie. But basically we find out that Blaine has set Lindsay up with a job interview. So this is what she's kind of wearing on her job interview. And he's taking her to the job interview. And boom, they're in the parking lot before she goes in for the interview, and she gets a call from one of her friends. and he got arrested, and now she has to bond him out with her drug money, which she let Blaine hold. So that must be a deep relationship if you let him hold your money. And that's kind of where this episode ends and episode 2 begins. So we'll get into that the next episode. But she's trying to get a job, but then she's hijinxed by her basically hoodlum friends. So moving right along, let's see. What do we have here? Marcelino and Brittany. Okay, let me get this background out. Let me get myself up here. Okay, so here we have Marcelino and Brittany. They're back. So last season, they honestly were very boring to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want people to be happy, but then when they're too happy, it's actually not that interesting on TV. So this season, at the end of last season, I think Brittany's friend, Amanda, they were going to do a threesome. So after this, they've had the threesome. And now Marcelino is acting like a straight jerk, okay? And Brittany's like, oh, it's not the same. We're not sleeping together anymore. All this, I don't think he likes me. I don't think he thinks I'm attractive. No. And Marcelino has now become a full-time dad, sort of, because I think he's still sort of playing poker in the evenings or when he feels like it or whatever. But she is, she got her real estate license. So we see her showing this huge home. You know, it's like, whatever, Selling Sunset, but in Vegas. And she's showing this huge home, which she mentions if she sells, she would get a $75,000 commission. So way to go. So she and Marcelino agree that he's gonna drop the kids off at 3 and, you know, or whatever. And so he gets there right at 3 and come to find out, you know, she's still showing the house. And he's like, I don't care. Here are the kids. Deuces, and leaves her with screaming kids. This is her first showing. So I'm not clear how they're really surviving, because it's like, is he still trying to support 3 kids and a wife off of poker winnings? Which, if you can do it, shout out to you, Marcelino. So the whole time he kind of just, this episode and episode 2, he just has a stank attitude, and she's like whining and kind of crying a little bit. And come to find out that basically when they did the threesome, Brittany, I guess she was too into the girl. And that's what happens. Let me know your thoughts on I've never done a threesome, although I've given it thought, but I have never done one. And because I kind of feel like it messes with the relationship. So that's what appears to be what Marcelino and Brittany are going through. Now that Marcelino has seen how Brittany gets down with a chick, he ain't with it. He's like, okay, she's really not that into me. She probably likes girls better than me. She likes, you know, whatever, the meow meow more so than the D. So that is interesting, but, you know, so basically he drops the kids off, you know, bolts out. She has to leave the house early, and then he's gone for like 7 hours. But I'm thinking he's in the casino trying to win some money back that he probably lost. So he's probably not cheating. He's probably just trying not to lose the mortgage money or something. But let me know what you guys are thinking about Brittany and Marcelino. All right, moving on. Oh, Taylor and Chance. Okay. Chance has decided to kind of make friends with the twin Bobbie, but still put the B out, right? And put that bitch out. So what Chance has decided to do now is remodel the garage and turn it into her own apartment. And so he's like, oh, it's going to be so great, because I think he does some sort of handyman construction stuff during the day anyway. So he's going to, you know, rehab it. And, you know, Bobbie has kind of slowed her roll now that they're engaged. And Chance decides to take Taylor's 2 oldest daughters to the daddy-daughter dance. And so this is the thing. Let me know what you guys think about Taylor and Chance. Like, to me, every time he picks up those little girls or whatever, I'm a little creeped out. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to pass judgment, but he was in prison for 7 years. So it wasn't like no, super short time. And she just seems so quick to have a felon around young little girls. Like it kind of, I don't know. I mean, obviously, anyway, I'm not going to talk too long on that. This is YouTube. But it kind of, like, I feel like it was too soon to have him all up in the kids' lives and spaces and everything, any man, but certainly a felon. I found that a little creepy. I do find it creepy. So here we see her talking to Bobbie, and we learn a little bit more about Taylor. Like the older girls, their father died in a car accident, I believe. So Taylor has definitely been through it, and I think that kind of messed with her emotionally. And so we kind of get a clearer understanding of why she seems to be so needy about Chance and, kind of willing to do whatever it's going to take to kind of keep him as a father for the girls, etc. What I don't get is I know Bobbie doesn't want her sister to get hurt, and they are twins, but girl, you could get your own apartment, right? Like, couldn't you get a job or something? I don't understand why she thinks that like she and her sister are going to live together forever. Is that the plan? So she kind of is so worried about being pushed out, but it's like she's getting married. Like, I don't even see why Bobbie wants to be up under them like that. That part, I mean, I think she really just wants to probably break them up or, make sure Chance is legit before she bounces. But I think, I don't know. It's interesting because to me, Bobbie seems like the more mature one, I guess, except for the drug problem, while Taylor seems a little bit like lacking in maturity. So it's interesting kind of their dynamic because Taylor is the one who's in charge, but then, she just wants everybody to get along. So I don't know. Really what I want to say to Taylor for the most part is cuckoo. Like, yeah, girl, get out, girl. Because, let him go. Chance just, I don't know. He seems to kind of want to take over her life like he's fathering her as opposed to in a genuine relationship. Like, or I should say a partnership. They're definitely in a relationship, but he seems somewhat controlling, honestly. All right, let's move on to the next couple. Chazz and Branwin. Okay. All right. Like, if I really am not attracted to you as a person, it would be Branwin. Okay. Again, Chazz, run, Chazz, run. So Branwin, we see her, she's out, she's in Kentucky, and Chazz is in Oregon, I believe. Or no, I take that back. It's the other way around. Chazz is in Oregon, and I think Branwin is in Oregon, and Chazz is actually in Kentucky. So we see Branwin with her little, like, I don't know. I guess this is what happened. Let me know what you guys think. Like, is this how you look when strippers grow old? I don't know. She has her friends, and they seem really cool. Maybe they've had hard lives, but they actually seem very cool. And they kind of realize, like, girl, you don't like him. And, she's married now, and she has managed to still not sleep with him. As a matter of fact, they show this clip of her actually going into a hotel room and having a panic attack, okay? So Branwin is a straight pimp because she ain't giving up no goods, but I'm pretty sure he's paying those bills. So, she's getting her lashes done because you still can't see the whites of her eyes half the time. So she's getting everything done. But she's not giving up the goods, so that's interesting. But Chazz is hanging in there, and he's supposedly, after she's out for I forgot how many months, she can move to Oregon where he is, and her friends are like, you don't need to go, but I think she might be back in jail. But I'm like, girl, if you stay with your friends, you're gonna wind up back on crack. I mean, not trying to be funny, but your daughter is a stripper. So you need to get a better life and get her to a better life too. But her friends are trying to persuade her to stay because they see that she's actually not attracted at all to Chazz and probably will never give him any, even though they're married. So he could just get this marriage annulled. This won't even count against his number. He'll still be back at 5. So Chazz, actually, we come to find out he plays in this like rock band, and he has her like on Skype or FaceTime or whatever type of thing on the phone, watching in concert. And he actually seems kind of cool and fun, and she's kind of smiling. And I feel so bad for him because even if she was there, she's not going to be that supportive girlfriend that you want, because Chazz, I'm sorry, she's just not that into you. Like, she's not. And so then we see her looking and trying to cheer him on. And then come to find out, I guess, out of the scope of the camera, there she is. There's Aaron, her ex, the one who halfway got her convicted of, I think, the last jail thing. She was helping him do something. That's how she ended up in prison anyway. So he was there in the background, and she's like, cool, huh? Like, okay, really? So she's not going to, give it up to Chazz, but who knows what she's going to do with this ex, Aaron, who is constantly around. So, yeah, folks, that is it. All right. But you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back tomorrow with episode 2, and then we can go back live again. But I'm back. I'm going to get it. It's a few shows I'm going to get caught up with. But like, comment, and subscribe. Let's have some fun on this channel and talk about these crazy MFers. All right, you guys. Make it a great day. Ciao for now, folks. Bye.